I want to talk about the cost of being in relationships. I got my dad with me. He may or may not chime in, but he's very wise on relationships. Um, he'll probably chime in on the reality, and I chime in on the biblical side. You can see on the screen the scriptures that are up there. But I was just thinking, you know, in a relationship, some people never count the cost. Like if somebody were to come up and ask you, not in a prostitutional type manner, how much does it cost to be with you? Sometimes people only think financial, but more than that, how much time, how much emotion, how many fights, how many, how much is it gonna take to get your guard down to help you heal, or will you even be real enough to deal with the issues to get to a state of healing so that we can elevate on a whole nother level of intimacy? And I'm saying this because a lot of people don't know how much it costs to be with themselves. Well, nonetheless, be with somebody else. I mean, how much do you spend on going out, buying clothes, buying food, utilities? Do you leave the lights on? Do you leave the heat on when you're gone? I mean, how many phones do you need to have just for a business you do sometimes? I mean, just how much does it cost to be you? And how much does it cost to be with you? Because, see, first you got to see how much it costs to be you before you entangle that to be mingled with somebody else. Income is that? Ah. he shook his head no. But anyway, I look at the cost to be with me. Certain attire is just non-negotiable. You're just not wearing that when we going out. You're not gonna be overly exposed. Because if it's mine, everybody shouldn't have their eyes shining because you lit them up with what you got. And
What were you trying to say? Women like to show their pussy? Is that what you saying?
I mean, it ain't just that. I mean, it could be boob, breast.
Well, the breast is non-argumentative. It's just when they want to show all that's hanging down between their legs in a prolific kind of way. I mean, what in the hell is that all about?
But in cleavage, sometimes cleavage is a little too much.
I mean, cleavage is an acceptable thing to the degree that it can be, but it doesn't generate the ache, the anxiousness, the the compellingness that all that I'm gonna call it guts, all that guts hanging out down below. You
Vaginal
know,
area, that's what he's talking about. Camel
man,
toe, lips.
the camel toe, like what the hell do a woman want to walk around showing all of that? And it's getting to be more and more and more prolific. It's like it's a badge of honor now.
Well, a lot of ladies listen to compete with other ladies.
And that's why I ain't competing that. Because my camel toe, I'm gonna show more than you gonna show. Now well look at my camel toe. I'm gonna show more than you gonna show. I mean, goddamn, might wait you walk around naked.
I mean, without losing focus on the topic, how much does it cost to be with you? So does being with you mean that I have to accept that you're gonna expose yourself because maybe you got some low self-esteem, or maybe you need external validation because you
Vanity is the word.
oh, it's definitely vanity.
Insanity with that vanity.
And it's a root to that insanity of vanity. And part of that root is some esteem issues, some competition issues, some I can catch, but can you keep? So is the cost with you always gonna be what you can catch?
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Let's pull way, 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 way back in that conversation and recognize one very unexplainable reality. Okay, it has always been more of them than it is of us. So the competition right there is very strong, trying to get my own and keep it and maintain it because there's everything else out there trying to bring it and get it and capture it. So I got to do all these little tricky things to keep it.
But
Otherwise, it's gone.
but I mean, in today's society, I mean, you know, women trying to catch and have side dudes and all this other stuff too. And I mean, guys too. You know, I mean, let's not focus just on the women, but you know, it's a lot of guys out here with some issues that you know the cost of being with them is dealing with their insecurities and their fears. I
Well,
mean,
we stupid.
it's some guys out here that
We
you know,
stupid. We stupid.
because I mean, I don't want to make it one sided. You know, 'cause I don't like one sided conversations.
It's
Because
all
I've been around some guys that just you know that not making good choices for themselves. You know, not making themselves a good catch, not educating
They
themselves.
ain't trying to be no catch.
Right. You know, I mean, not able to even lead a woman in love.
Who's
To
trying?
even know
Who want that? Who want
what
that?
love. Yeah, and a lot of people don't want love. That's true. They see it and they reject it because it ain't fitting their box of you know what they want. But I mean, this is what it costs to be with somebody. Do I got to deal with your fits
Yep.
because you can't
Yep.
recognize that a female needs to feel secure about something in a relationship?
It's
You
all
know,
it's all jacked up, man, because the proportionality of the division that takes place in the current living of human beings and the ratio factor that brings about the disconnect in the ability to be that human being that we want to call complete. See, everybody trying to complete themselves in the way that they think they can be completed, you know, and then that determination of being complete. I mean, that's a hell of a feat to even get to, much less accomplish. You know,
right. And some people confuse complete with being perfect or perfected. And there's no, there's never ever being perfect.
or
It's always going to be some area of lack.
the perfection comes in as a matter of competition that they are feeling from the enormity of who they are as a group and the unavailability of what they're trying to match up with as the other group. So when you have that unbalance, then it gets to be a very competitive situation to be that complete that I will hope to have in life. That is very fleeting and more times than not accomplishable.
You know, I had one person answer that question for me. It was some years back. I was dealing with, and she said, you know, it's going, it's a lot to deal with me. I mean, she was honest. She said it's a lot to deal with me. You know, and she wasn't just talking financial. She was just saying like, you know, she not necessarily going, you know, have the best attitude all the time. You know, can you handle that?
Shit, a form of meism, which is nothing wrong with,
I mean, but I appreciated the honesty of it
Well,
all.
I'm just saying, the meism is getting more prolific now than ever before.
Right. And when he's saying meism, he's saying selfishness, self-centeredness. I could care less about your feelings. This.
It's about me.
Yeah.
And we have a right to that. If people don't recognize that that's who I am, then I can only show you who I am, and you see it. You refuse to recognize it. Then don't blame me for what you refuse to recognize, because you're trying to make it be that perfection that you have generated in your thought process that this is going to be. You've already put the perspective as to the completeness that you are going to accomplish, whether it is accomplishable or not, because you might have an individual that you could never complete that with. But you refuse to recognize because you're trying to make it be realized. So you put all of everything into it, and then you come out on the other side and you hurt, broke, banged, just all kind of disruptive inner,
Turmoil, feelings.
all that, man, you know?
Yeah. And again, this is what we pay to be in a relationship. And I'm gonna say this, hit on something real hard. If you're not strong enough to be hurt, you're not ready to be in a relationship. Nobody regularly, normal people regularly don't intend to hurt in a relationship. It's just things that are going to happen.
No, the nature of human beings is that we, as a species, we we're just a terrible being at the end of the day. We're more dogmatic than a dog, more vicious than a lion, more. I mean, just think of all your carnivores and your and your hunters and your and you need to be captured, want to be captured. I mean, you mix all that up into the being of a human being. Man, you got a lot to deal with there, you know. Because the worst thing you could be is a human being.
Well, I'll just come back and saying, thus, the first thing God says about relationship is walk in love. And
What is
love is
that?
not the feeling.
What
Love
is
is the
that?
action. These are the actions.
What is that?
Be kind. That don't mean be nice. I could. Good difference between being nice and kind. Being nice means I tolerate your breath,
The best thing you could
versus
say,
kind being, hey, here's a breath, man.
the best thing you say to that is this: have an attitude of that. I am not trying to do anybody any harm about who I am or the way I am. Now, your acceptability is not always my responsibility, but my attitude is that I'm not trying to do anybody any harm. Now, if they get to that being harm state of mind, they've exceeded their thinking to the reality of what can and could be expected out of that particular individual. So if you don't know the person, then your expectations can be crushed in all kind of ways. So
So,
be real about what you know or what you think you know, and try to understand what is it that you are trying to know. Because do you take the time to really know?
right.
And then can you accept when you get to what you know, what it is?
And so that goes back to the levels of relationships: honeymoon phase, the trials, and then the acceptance. So in those trials, that is a getting to know a person. The
And even then you don't know.
Right, and it because life is a journey, and every decade you change.
Every day you change. Hell, with a decade.
Well, I'm just saying that there are major changes in life every 10 years.
I disagree, but go ahead.
Well, I mean, think about it. 10 years old, you ain't a baby no more. You got a certain level of responsibility. 20 years old, you should know how to stand on your own 2 feet.
Man,
to
I
a
knew how to
certain
stand on
extent.
my 2 feet when I was 4 or 5 years old.
You know what I mean.
I'm
Stop
just
playing.
saying.
Stop playing.
No, you made the statement. I'm telling
No,
you.
well, you should be able to be a self-sufficient human being. All right.
I was
At 20.
at 5.
All right.
I
But
went out and made money. I went out and bought stuff. I went out and took care of myself at 5 years old.
yeah, but you couldn't. You had to have someone to live. You
Hey,
couldn't.
man.
You couldn't. Pay rent nowhere. What about if better go find your mama. But just in that journey, that evolution, that ever changing of individuals. That's why you must update each other and date each other to learn each other as you grow through. So that's part of the cost. And dating don't mean we got to go out to a restaurant
You
and do it
better.
up all the time.
You better.
But for some people, that is the cost.
You
Like,
better.
he's right. He's right because yeah,
You,
people want to be
you
shown and
you don't want
felt
to take
good.
me nowhere. You just don't want to be seen with me.
Right.
I mean, what's wrong with me if we can't go somewhere?
Right,
Go where? I mean, ain't that not that worth eating?
right.
Ain't no club worth going to. Listen to all that banging, beating up on your brain, noise when you walk in. It's loud when you walk in. It's loud till you get out. So who wants all of that?
But for some people, that's the cost to be with them.
I mean, hell no.
They want that. They want to stay out till 5 o'clock in the morning.
Hell no.
Because some other issues going on.
That's a phasing thing. Yeah.
Right.
That is a phasing thing. You know?
Like I said, you change as you grow and mature, and some people don't mature. I mean, I know some 50, 60-year-olds trying to hang out like they, 20 and 30-year-olds competing with their daughters for men. I mean, and vice versa. So I mean, it's just, how much does it cost to be with you? Do we take in the health factor? Do you take care of yourself? Do you take care of your health? Are you eating in a way that you will have longevity? Are you doing things, risking your life? I mean, multiple sex partners with unprotected sex in wild, escapades that's bringing stuff back home. I mean, or to, even if you ain't got something at home, just spreading it to everybody else. These are things that we must consider when it says how much does it cost to be you. And some people don't want to be honest. Some people don't be honest with who they are, what they doing, to the point to give you the choice to say, I can deal with that or not. And it's just like,
well, you can't be honest because nobody will accept honesty anymore.
so does being with you mean that I have to choose to be deceived about who you are? About what,
No, I have to be deceptive as well as deceived because that goes with the territory of being a human being presently in the existence of presence and the present understanding of the present. It is a very deceptive all around existence. Period.com.
And these are just things to consider when, how much does it cost to be with you?
Arm and a leg.
I mean,
arm and a leg.
Can I truly be honest with you and tell you what the bills are, and that we got money problems, and we working it out, or do you have to just, you have to have this right now? I got to do this, satisfy this need right now, but we trying to save up to do this. So the money we were saving up to do this is getting spent because you got to have this, non-essential want right now. Your spending habits, are you financially stable?
Nope.
Are you emotionally stable?
Nope.
Are you physically healthy? If we want to take a hike up Stone Mountain, do I got to worry about you falling out before we even get, or even it being an option to walk a mountain? I mean, how much does it cost to be with you? Are you spiritually stable? Are you full of demons? Are you demon possessed? Some people are. Some people really are.
How can you be demon possessed when you are a demon?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, man. What the hell? Be real about it.
So I mean, these are just things to think about. I mean, how much have you dealt with different spirits and energy to the point to say, you're not dabbling with stuff that you have no true conscious about, and it's affecting you in areas
But the thing about it is, Mike, at the end of the day, you got to recognize this one simple fact, and it has so much broadness to it. It sounds simple, but you are just simply a human being.
Oh, definitely, definitely. But we are a spirit being, and when we deal in the
Well,
spirit to
your
spirit,
spirit is brought on by your acceptance of the unknown. That's your spirituality. It's the acceptance of the unknown to give you a sense of balance, order, and whatever it is that you think that spirituality is supposed to give you, other than what you think the human being factor is giving you. So I got to be this other than, rather than. So being the other than, rather than, it is a major conflict just being is. You know?
so let's talk about the better than. So, do you have a relationship with God? And is my cost to be with you a holier than thou, overly legalistic, unrealistic evaluation that says you can't keep all these laws, but you're gonna hold me to these laws, a double standard?
But
Or you
see,
can keep these laws, but it's okay not to keep these laws.
you're going into the mystical side of being a human being. Not the reality, but the mystical side of being a human being. When I say mystical, it is a mystical
Mystery.
happening to be within spirituality. It has no real touchable feeling that you can put your hands on. You just got to just convince your mind that this is, should be, ought to be, got to be, can't be no other way but this. I mean, that is a very hard psychological turnaround for a human being to have to climb to, get to, and be about, because it takes away from everything that your natural being is trying to be, will be, but is constricted, conflicted about how the hell am I really supposed to be? Because over here say I should be this, over there I say I'll be this. I mean, how the hell am I really supposed to be? What is the real information? Nobody knows. What they say? By faith. What the hell is that? You know?
Well, biblically, faith is the evidence of things unseen,
The evidence. Ain't no evidence.
the substance of things, so forth. So
Just,
the evidence, hold on there. The evidence are the scriptures that God has left in the Bible. That's the evidence.
hold up.
So if you believe in those scriptures, then that's where your faith is built.
Here we go again with mystical understanding to interpret toward the living understanding, and the living understanding bounced up against the mystical understanding is where you get all your major damn conflicts. That's where it ends, that's where it begins. You got to be mystically convinced without concreteness, because it's like, and I use this, but not, not the way that it's going to sound. It's like trying to get the pie out of the sky, and when it hit me, I'm going to be a millionaire. You know? How many pies are coming out the sky? I ain't seen one yet. But people believed in the fact that, believe. Nothing to base it on, just I've been convinced. My thinking has been altered. My normalcy of what I would, possibly could, and maybe would have been had I not been so indoctrinated with this source of energy that I am supposed to embrace, I'm supposed to be convinced of, and there's nothing tangible that I can put my hands on that gives me the real understanding of what the hell y'all talking about. Well, you got to believe. Why? Because I say so. Why? No answer to that question.
So, keeping it back on track, how much does it cost to be with you? And this song right here, I'm just let the hook play. will you let somebody love you?
If you just let me.
How many people is it a fight just to love them? Just to have a simple conversation.
Well, see,
It gets twisted because somebody's mind is jaded, twisted.
you going
You know,
you going on
I'm
that.
just saying. I mean, you know, come on now. How can we just have a simple conversation when I'm just trying to love on you?
It's nothing
And then
simple.
it get jaded and twisted because of your prior dealings and all that kind of stuff,
It got nothing to do
or
with it.
because of what you did,
Got nothing to
you
do
know,
with it.
and you trying to project that on me, like I'm trying to get back at you, but you can't even receive the genuineness of me because
It's nothing-
you did what you
it-
did
it's
and you
nothing-
jaded,
it's
and you
nothing
expected some
genuine.
reciprocity from somebody else.
There's nothing genuine, right?
Hey man, some people are genuine though.
There ain't no such thing.
Yeah, well, I disagree.
We are twisted on the fact of indoctrinating and being indoctrinated, and to whatever degree our indoctrination took place, that is who we are. Not who we would have been, could have been, ought to have been, but who we end up being because of the twists and the turns that was applied to us to be this way, that way, or who knows what way. You know? So whatever force that was greater than, whatever force that was more convincing of, is where we end up being. And is that where we should be? I don't think so. Because I have been given all the pressure that comes with this is where you got to be. Forget everything else. This is what you got to do. Forget everything else. This is how you got to do it.
And that's what we're talking about. The cost of being with somebody else. Like, how do we talk to each other? Like, is everything sensitive?
Everything
Do you talk sideways to me when you in your feelings, or can you compartmentalize that this has nothing to do with the person I'm talking to, so I'm not gonna take my issues out on this person? Like, this is the cost of being with somebody. You know.
Life is an issue, Mike. Period. Life itself is an issue. Because we do not know, I'm going to say this, what the hell for anyway.
Well, biblically, God says
I'm saying,
we were born with gifts and purposes.
We do not know what the hell for anyway. I don't care what you say, how you believe it, how you take it out that book and throw it out there. We still don't know what the hell for anyway.
So, my indoctrination says that we are born with a purpose and given gifts, and we serve those gifts in our purpose.
I find that laughable.
So my purpose, I'm a servant. Okay, I mean, my dad's a servant too, and you know he'll philosophize and he'll see a need, trade it, because he's like, oh, I don't feel like helping this person out, but I know I need to help this person out. So I mean, you gonna hear what you hear on the broadcast, but at the end of the day, you know, he will go out his way.
Y'all have made, y'all have pushed, y'all have shoved, y'all have made sure I am this nigga that I am, whether I like it or not. So don't give me the responsibility of what y'all keep pushing down my damn throat, whether I like it or not. Yeah, I'm a feeling person. That's my biggest problem. I am a feeling person. But my feelings are the ones that I cherish and that I try to implement in a way that's beneficial to me. I cannot benefit your feelings without making sure that I have benefited myself as a result of what my feelings are.
So what the scripture he just said was, you're blessed to be a blessing. And you know, God puts desires in your heart. So all things work together for the good of those that love the Lord.
That's your interpretation. I like what I like. I like it a lot. So get the hell out the way and let me get to it. That's all I'm saying. Don't try to put me in this fucking box. I'm not boxable.
Oh, Lord.
I'm gonna jump the fuck
No
out of it.
advertisement.
I'm gonna jump the fuck out of it. Fuck you talking about?
Oh, man.
I am not to be fucking boxed. I don't care how many insults you think you got because of my indiscretions, of my indignities,
Indignities.
of my selfishness. I mean, I'm sorry. I am this human being. I live this life. I can't live your life.
And that's the cost of being with somebody else. You can't live nobody else's life. You can only live your own. And if we can
Accept that.
intertwine, accept, and go and flow with the destination, we can relate in this ship.
Well, life would be so grand if you understand how I am, who I am, the way I am. Now, if you so happen to be that way too, and we recognize that about each other, and we can coexist as a result of, fine. But guess what? Neither one of us is going to accept what comes with that, because our indoctrination took away our abilities to rationalize within that structure. We had the ability at one time to be within that structure, but y'all beat the hell out of us and prayed the hell out of us and prophesied the hell out of us, and we had to be something different.
So don't be unequally yoked with unbelievers. And I can go a little further with that. Be careful who you yoke up with. Because if they're not on the same path as you, and I'm not saying that they have to do the same thing as you, but if they're not with a similar destination, their ship gonna sink.
The thing is, Mike, you see, women like what they like. Men like what they like. So, if I'm allowed to like what I like and be okay with myself about it, then why are you trying to dislike me because I'm liking what I like? Oh, I see, because you have put yourself in an exclusive position of what I should or should not like. Trying to tell me my life should be this, and I'm telling you my life ain't that. But I can't say it out loud because you're going to be twisted, turmoiled, because your training and your learning and your indoctrinations and all the things that this human experience brings to your mentality rejects anything that is real about me.
So, count the cost of a relationship before you decide to want to be with one. Relationship, a process of giving and taking with some destination. The destination don't ever have to come to a termination. It can just be a journey in this thing we call life. But you have to give and take. Reciprocity. And we ain't talking about giving and taking crap. It should be giving and taking something mutually agreed upon that is good. So, signing off. I appreciate your time. And I hope I had something to stimulate your mind. Any closing remarks, Papa?
That's my closing fucking remark. Fuck you, I'm talking about.